Guess who I'm joined by today? I bet y'all can't guess, right? Austin American-Statesman's Danny Davis is in the building. As I sit into this chair and not break it because it's a little bit wobbly, you know what I'm saying? Don't need no workers' comp going on. But I just want to ask you, last night, you had an Arch Manning sighting that we didn't expect to happen that early. We also had a lot of beer cans that we didn't expect to happen at all. And then, first loss of the season for Texas. What did you take away from last night's performance?
I think you took that this Texas team is not without flaws. I mean, we'd seen this Texas team with the way they started. Obviously, it looked very good over their first 6 games. Was coming off that Oklahoma game where they just smacked the Sooners around. You thought that this team was maybe invincible, and their fans were maybe getting a little arrogant with some of their boasting and thinking that this team was just going to walk all the way to a national championship game. But they were reminded that this is the SEC and that this team is not just going to cakewalk to a championship, and there's some flaws in this team. And they were exposed by a very good Georgia team and a very good coach in Kirby Smart. Yeah,
Kirby Smart gave them a little bit of humble pie, right? That's what they would say. And so also that defense not only terrorized Quinn, but also terrorized Arch Manning. And like I mentioned earlier, we didn't expect Arch to come in late in the second quarter. And so we asked Coach Steve Sarkisian, why did he think that was the right time to put Arch in? And also if Quinn knew about that substitution.
I didn't know if we'd get a series or 2 with Arch, depending on how much time was remaining in the half on the clock. So we just told Quinn, we said, hey, we're going to go with Arch here, give you a chance to get into the locker room, let's regroup, and then come back out in the second half.
Did he tell you then that we'd start the second half with it?
When?
When he said we're going to go with Arch?
No.
He didn't say
No.
he'd go with the second half? So you didn't know you may go back in?
No.
When did you know that you would go back in the second half?
Halftime in the locker room.
So let's backtrack, right? Sark said that he told Quinn at the end of the second quarter that we're going to go back to you. We asked Quinn, is that the case? Quinn says, no, I didn't know I was going to go back in until the end of halftime. Miscommunication, some maybe lying, who knows? But at the end of the day, Quinn did come back in. He looked pretty good in the second half. Is there a quarterback controversy, Danny Davis?
No, much to the chagrin of us in the business, because people love themselves a quarterback controversy talk that keeps us fed and our paychecks coming. But Quinn's QB1. Steve has said that enough times during this season. I don't think he needs to reiterate that. Quinn had a bad half against a very good Georgia team. It's not like Arch came in and lit the field on fire. He has Vanderbilt next week, a bye week after that. I think it's Florida. The Florida, Kentucky the week after that, and then Arkansas. So he has a stretch where he can get right. And if he can go out there, do his job, be the Quinn Ewers we saw early in the season, this isn't a problem. But now Texas knows that if he does struggle or if he's not getting the job done, Arch is in the wings. And we now know that Steve Sarkisian will not hesitate to go to his bench if needed. But Quinn is QB1, and I don't anticipate that Arch is going to need to play any substantial minutes anytime soon.
Yeah, a little bit of a wake-up call for not only the team, but also Quinn Ewers to know that, hey, look, their job isn't all peaches and cream. You're not set for life, brother. Arch Manning is right behind you, so don't get too comfortable, as Future would say in one of his lyrics. But anyways, you speak about the depth in that quarterback room. They lost that depth in the safety room a little bit last night. Andrew Makuba, former LBJ Jaguar, got hurt his knee. It looked pretty bad if you see behind us. You'll see at the end of this video, he's going to be holding his knee. It looked like his right knee, or his left knee, I should say. Yep, right there. And as he's grimacing on the ground, it looked bad. And so who knows how long he's out? We don't know specifically, but it could be an extended amount of time. And so if that's so, you already lost Derek Williams Jr. in that room, and now you lose Andrew Makuba. Where do they go from here for the safety position?
Well, I don't think you can clone Michael Taft.
No.
I don't think Blake Gideon has any eligibility left. So, I mean, some of these younger guys are just going to step up, whether that's Jelani McDonald or some of these freshmen or sophomores. Maybe you can mix and match some things and take a Jahdae Barron and move him up because we know he's versatile, although you would lose what he's produced at the cornerback position. So I don't know if Texas wants to do that. But the fact of the matter is these are football players at the University of Texas. When your number's called, it's time to step up. And these coaches get paid a lot of money to make this work. So Andrew Makuba is obviously a really special talent and a great player, but he is not the entire defense, and they're going to have to figure out a way to replace him.
Yeah, you speak about maybe Jahdae moving to that safety spot. That would be an interesting move, but also you got Jordan Rubel Johnson, who is also a potential candidate to get some more minutes. And, of course, like you mentioned, Jelani McDonald has been playing well so far this season, but now he'd be expected to do a little bit more. And so as we move into the next matchup, they're going out to Nashville, right? You just played a Georgia team. How does Texas not have that layover of losing to Georgia and then going against a Vanderbilt team who's already beaten Alabama this year?
And get out in the first quarter. Start strong. These SEC games, they have struggled in the first half. Mississippi State, Oklahoma, obviously last night against Georgia, save for Silas Bolden's fumble recovery against Oklahoma, or that DeAndre Moore touchdown pass from Arch at the end of the first half against Mississippi State. There haven't been a lot of highlights for the first 2 quarters, and Texas just needs to not play with its food.
Yeah.
Because this Vanderbilt team, if we know anything, the way they've been playing this season, this isn't Vanderbilt that we're used to. This is the Vanderbilt team that beat Alabama, beat Kentucky when they were a 12.5-point underdog in that game, almost beat a top 10 team in Missouri, went to double overtime with them. So, they're not going to be scared by big bag Texas, and they're going to have a running back, number 28 in the backfield, Cedric Alexander, who's going to want to say a couple things to the Longhorns since he's a hometown boy, and I'm sure he knows a lot of these guys on that team, is going to want to say hello to them with maybe a touchdown or two.
Yeah, the former LBJ Jaguar, Cedric Alexander, will be excited to maybe get into the end zone against the Longhorns. But Danny, thank you so much for joining me today. I know you are a special talent and you're a special man as well. So thank you so much for joining us.